What if I told you that right now, in secret labs and quiet corners of the world, scientists are working on reshaping the Earth itself, not in centuries, but in our lifetime? What if humans are not just adapting to climate change, but actively planning to engineer the planet's systems, from the clouds above us to the oceans below, to reverse environmental collapse? This isn't sci-fi, this is real, it's happening, and it's far bigger than you think. If that got your mind racing, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss stories like this that are changing the future behind the headlines. And I want to hear your thoughts by the end of this. If you could geoengineer one part of the Earth, what would you change and why? Let's start a conversation in the comments. Now let's go back a bit, because the idea of terraforming usually brings to mind other planets, like Mars. But what if we started with Earth itself? Terraforming Earth, yes, you heard that right, is a growing concept in science and environmental circles, and it's also known as geoengineering. This isn't about building cities, it's about changing the environment on a global scale, using massive technologies to fix what's broken in our climate systems. And no, we're not just talking about planting trees or cutting carbon emissions, this is much more extreme. Some of these projects are designed to reflect sunlight back into space by spraying particles into the sky, while others aim to capture CO2 directly from the air and bury it underground forever. There are even plans to manipulate ocean currents, to brighten clouds using saltwater spray, or to seed rain in deserts to grow forests. It's science at a scale that sounds impossible, until you realize it's already happening. Let's break down what these geoengineering projects actually look like. One major method is called solar radiation management. The basic idea is this: since the planet is heating up because of the sun's energy being trapped by greenhouse gases, what if we could reflect some of that sunlight before it hits Earth's surface? To do that, scientists are experimenting with injecting aerosols like sulfur dioxide high into the stratosphere, just like a volcanic eruption would. Volcanic eruptions have shown us in the past that this works. When Mount Pinatubo erupted in 1991, it temporarily cooled the Earth by about half a degree. Now imagine doing that deliberately, on schedule, with technology, to cool the entire planet. Then there's carbon dioxide removal, or CDR, and this is where we go beyond stopping emissions, we actually pull CO2 out of the air. Giant machines called direct air capture plants suck in air and filter out the CO2, which can then be stored underground or used to make fuel, concrete, or even soda bubbles. Some scientists are using minerals that naturally absorb CO2, speeding up the Earth's natural carbon capturing process. Others are trying to enhance forests and soil so they trap more carbon for longer periods. Then there's ocean fertilization, which is possibly the most controversial. The idea is to add nutrients like iron into certain parts of the ocean to stimulate plankton growth. Why? Because plankton absorb carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, and when they die, they sink, taking carbon with them to the deep sea. It sounds clever, but interfering with marine ecosystems on purpose has a lot of unknowns and risks. Another approach is cloud brightening, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The whiter and brighter clouds are, the more sunlight they reflect. Researchers are testing the idea of spraying tiny salt particles into the air over oceans, where the moisture condenses around the salt and creates brighter, longer-lasting clouds. If this works, it could help cool coastal regions or even protect coral reefs from bleaching. All of this sounds fascinating, but also terrifying. Because when we talk about changing the Earth on this level, we're not talking about one country or one experiment. These are planetary scale ideas with global consequences, and there's still so much we don't know. What if one project cools some areas but causes droughts in others? What if the technology is misused? And who gets to decide which part of the Earth gets engineered? That's why this topic is both exciting and urgent. Climate change is real, and it's accelerating. While many countries are pushing for renewable energy and sustainability, some scientists believe it may not be enough, or fast enough. Geoengineering could buy us time, but it's not a magic fix. It's like putting Earth on life support while we figure out a real cure. So now I'm asking you, do you think humans should have the power to change the Earth's systems like this? Is geoengineering our best hope, or our most dangerous gamble? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from every corner of the internet on this one. And if this blew your mind or got you thinking differently about the planet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because there's so much more coming that you don't want to miss.